Shalom, Israel. In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the leader of Israelite this time. Yahweh Basham Yahushai Barakatam to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Ilatan Basham Yahushai to my sisters. Now, how could we go into what is happening in today's day? Killing of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, properly known as the Israelites in America. And today, when was it? 2 days ago, we had 3 policemen being killed in Jamaica in a shootout. Well, I don't want to quote unquote shootout. Right, the killing of some other Israelite brothers in Jamaica in a shootout with unlawful people. You know, according to the most high standards, two of them are unlawful. They are both unlawful. Why should I move it here? But guess what? This kind of killing among us is not new. Nothing new. Post-slavery. But even post-slavery, the killing has been tremendous. But when I look pre-slavery, pre the Atlantic slave trade, our people have been murdered by others throughout the century, or throughout the centuries, I should say. All right, take me back to Exodus. What is it? 1 and 15.
Exodus.
Hold on. All right, start from 13.
God. Exodus chapter 1, verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with regard.
Rigor.
With rigor.
All right. What rigor mean? Google that super. What does rigor mean? GOUR. We were made to serve with rigor in Egypt. R-I-G-O-U-R.
Rigor and unfound simulation after Israelite and
That's all like something else.
Rigor, R-I-G-O-U-R.
R-I-G-O-U-R.
The quality of being extremely
Show the focus.
and cheerful. It's lacking the harsh and demanding conditions.
Harsh and demanding conditions. So the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve serving harsh and demanding conditions. So your work condition was rough. And demanding condition, maybe you had to work 2 jobs just to pay 1 bill. Just like today. Continue.
Their lives bitter.
Right, made their life miserable. Why let me get off the job work and I said, don't work this work, so bops, the next job. 2 jobs in 1.
And some people say it's easier Jamaica when they go up for the harder because they have 2 jobs and they have 3 hours a day.
Well, it's not anywhere easier out here. If it was easier, they would run. That's for sure. They would migrate. How many people migrate from the States come here? It only after them done work. After they have finished work, they might come back home. But to say and go to Jamaica, or go to Trinidad, or go to Bahamas, Belize, any one of those Caribbean islands, it's too hard in the US. So we're going back. Now, they would rather stay and work 2 and 3 jobs. But this is also another plight of the system because they have made their money more stronger than yours. I mean, they're just 24 hours in a day now, right? Even if you work 2 jobs, you're not doing 2 jobs one time. You do one, then you do the other. You might just work 12 hours for the day. You can work 12 hours for a day and earn US dollars. Or, like we are from Jamaica, earn in Jamaican dollars. So you earn in Jamaican dollars, as opposed to being in the States 12 hours per day earning US dollars. Because of the exchange rate, it will be more profitable for you to work in the States. But if it was dollar for dollar, it wouldn't be. You would have been better off staying here. Don't. So those who design the system, why am I telling you? When you look into the amount of mental effort they put into this, you know that they did not too much echo on that. When you look in the amount of effort, turn on the echo. When you look in the amount of effort that is put in the system, in designing the system, you makes you wonder, Because a lot of us think that these things come by chance. We believe that what is happening now is just by chance. Police killing our people. Well, they must have done something. They need to work. They have always wanted to put their feet on the neck, put their knee on the necks of the Israelites. They have always wanted to do that. And I don't mean physically do it. They're doing it physically now. But that, in essence, that's what they have always wanted to do to keep their system afloat. Why do you think the Egyptians made us to work with rigor? Why? Who is benefiting? They are benefiting. So they put you to work. Listen, they realize, go back to Jacob and Laban. Laban realized, putting Jacob over his affairs, his livestock grew exponentially. True or false? True. Same thing with the system. They realize that you working in the system, their investment improves exponentially. It's like Hollywood. Most movies with the best black actors, you're tuning with the best white actor. That's a bestseller. Think of them, one of the best-selling movies in America. Of all the superhero movies, Black Panther proved to be the most profitable of all superhero movies. So they realize this about you. You know, put these people in charge of their affairs and make them work hard. And we get rich so fast. The NFL in America, there was the black, what was it? Black basketball league and the black baseball league. Black people had their own sports and stadium, you know. And guess what? The people wasn't going to the white ones. They wanted to see the black players because they were far better than the whites. So even white people didn't want to see the white players. You check the sporting arena and the race. Whenever we have a track meet here in Jamaica, athletes come from all over the world because this is where you have to try and compete with them, and then it's the same people are going to meet. You don't want to go to a track meet in Russia or so. Well, the Russians wasn't so bad at one time, even though, you know, I feel that those Russian athletes, they were the first transsexuals, you know. You remember those days in Merlion days? All those Russian athletes were big, and the female athletes are talking, big and powerful. Man, I feel those were the first that are transsexuals. But anyway, you have a track going. But they're not going to see that. You want to see the top players. Same thing with work. Who are the top workers? Even though they are quick to fire you on the job, but they hire another black. Why do you think they do that?
And they want to keep the wealth.
Keep the wealth.
They want to get there.
So you don't stay and Aku rolling stones together no more. So you don't with pay and all that. You just work your quick, let you go. take another black man working quick, let him go. And they accrue no work benefit that they have to pay out. The Chinese do it out here too. They have employ somebody for 3, 4 months. And they say, no, I don't like how you work. You don't come back, don't come back. And they take somebody else and they do the same thing. They can't do anything to please them. Because after you go through the what they call it again, that period, when you just start work, what they call it again? Probation. After you go through that work probation, then you are now employed. You are entitled to sick leave, vacation leave. If you are pregnant, if you are a female and you should get pregnant, maternity leave and all that, right? They don't want all that on them hands. And then you work after a certain, if you're there long enough, 10 months probably, they have to now pay NHT, NIS for you, taxes, all. When the probation period finishes, I don't like how you work. Don't come back. And they take somebody else for another 3 months. I don't like how you work. Don't come back. So after they keep doing that, they accrue well. And then they might just get somebody who work 3 times as hard as the others who they have going to say, okay, I have to keep this one. This one makes sense. That's how it goes. But one thing they tell you, to make them work bigger. So there was labor law. And the labor law is that you must work, with rigor. You must work hard. Nowhere different today. Continue.
Yes. In mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field.
In the field. Name some of the services that you would have in the field.
Planting, is a service. Reaping is a service.
Which one of our tribes good at that now? It's a car. The Mexicans. They reap a field. Some fields in the States probably big like Jamaica. And you have they just put the Mexicans in it. They pick strawberries, they pick strawberry probably 10 cents a pound. They're able to work and still take care of themselves and their families. Because they are like the donkey. They work hard. Then when they want the construction workers, yes, they use the Mexicans again. But the Judites, man, and the Benjamites, yeah, those are the ones that would be making the mortar and the bricks. So how do we work in construction? And the Mexicans just as good. As a matter of fact, Asians just as good. Yeah. And then there was their religious groups that they would make us working. Continue reading.
All their service, wherein they made them serve.
Where are we? Verse 1.
Still at verse 14.
Okay. Continue. 15.
Was with rigor.
All right, so every meaning harshness. They make the conditions just like slavery. Go on.
Verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife, of which the name of the one was Shipra.
Midwives of the Hebrew, of our people. Continue.
Verse 16. And he said, the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
If it is a man, so what? So it's not now they're killing the army. Not now. And you can even go further back to Cain and Eve. But we choose to begin at Egypt, because that's where we were a nation. In the time of the Egyptian, you mean kill the boy babies? No, what the king here told the midwife to suffocate the boy. So not even the mother wouldn't even realize that it's the midwife that killed him. She would just believe that it was stillbirth. You understand? Continue reading. So the dead baby would have gone to the mother for her to go and mourn and bury the child.
Daughter, then she shall live.
Because in any society, the men is always the threat. Because the men is the backbone of the society. Carrying the seed is one, but men, all right. If you have your society, your nation, and you say, you know, I should give women equal chance, and make the women rule. Well, yeah, the woman can rule a nation, but guess what? Your nation is more masculine. That's the reality. So to preserve your nation, you have to make the men rule. That is something that white men have understood for quite a while now. Yeah, right, what? 16?
16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded, but saved the men, children, alive.
So the midwives now, them fear God. They were Hebrews and they were aware of there's a creator. And they feared it. They feared the creator. So they didn't do what the king said.
The midwife, he done this thing, and have saved the men, children alive.
Right. King want to know, so why you didn't listen to me? Why have you done this thing? Now this is their excuse. Continue.
Verse 19. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively. The midwife came in unto them.
So she said, boy, them Egyptian women, them Hebrew woman here, you know. It's not as the Egyptian women. These women are lively. They spit out that baby and probably cut the cord themselves before the Egyptian, before the midwife even come. So we don't get the chance to carry out your command. Being the Egyptian woman, they go through labor and they are knocked out. But not so with the Hebrew woman. They are strong. Continue. 20.
Verse 20. Therefore, God dealt well with the midwife, and the people multiplied, and very mighty.
So the people multiplied, the people grew. So with all the rigorous work trying to kill out the male, people grew. Yeah. Our nation rose essential workers. Right. So this is how the Most High triumphs with his people. That's how you know that there's something right on the verge to be born here this day. Continue.
Verse 21. And it came to pass, all the midwives feared,
because they didn't do what the king said. 22.
Verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
Every son shall be cast, shall be thrown away. And a decree come out that all boy baby must be killed. That's what happened then. After he found out that, because he was trying to work privily, you know, he called the midwife and said, yeah, you're going to suffocate all the boys, you know. That don't work. So I have to come out open now. So this is how you know that, yeah man, it's coming open now. Probably it's the race war that our generals, up to the other day again, he said it, race war is coming. So killing by the cops, not really working, because it gets all the people angry. You know what? Kill them all. Open killing. So it's gonna be open season on a nigger. You know what that is? Hunting. Come on, hunt you down.
What they call it again?
Any crime. All crimes are pardoned. Yeah. What's the name of that show again? Oh man. Can't remember. Alright. Now take me to, so in Exodus you see where Italy couldn't work. You know what? F that. We are going to see Donald for who he is. Right now they are putting legislation before him. And I say I'm not signing anything. Imagine, you know, it's election year. And rather than being discreet and saying, okay, maybe I'll sign it. I ain't signing nothing. Telling us straight up. He'd rather stay in his bunker, hiding from the Israelites. 2-1.
Counsel. Tobit 1, verse 15.
Sennacherib. Sennacherib.
Sennacherib, his son, reigned in his stead, whose estate was troubled, that I could not go into media.
Right, so this was the time of Media Persia. The Media Persia reign. So this would be what? After Babylon.
God.
That would have been the time that Tobit was there. Alright, stick up in. Get a little background on Tobit. Read verse 5. Who was Tobit?
God.
Read 5.
Now, all the tribes, Tobit 1, verse 5. Now, all the tribes which together revolted, and the house of my father Nephtali.
Who is Nephtali today?
Nephtali.
Guatemala. Let's find one of the flyer, man.
Yeah, the flyer. Nephtali.
What?
No.
No?
That is Ephraim.
So those are the descendants of Tobit.
Cancer.
Right. So Tobit was another kingdom man. But if you should read prior to all the way from 1 to about 14, it gives you a little deeper background. He spoke of how after the tribe, including many of his family, continued to Jerusalem and to make to the feast days and so on, which he did. That was a 5.
Cancer.
Oh, you're not finished yet. Continue.
My father Nephtali scattered sacrifice Ephor Baal.
Right. 6.
Wow.
So you see the worship under the cow is not new. I just see the Indians do. Not new. Go ahead.
Verse 6. But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast.
Right, guilty.
As it was ordained unto all the people of Israel by an everlasting decree, and sent increase with that which was first shorn, and them gave I at the altar to the priests, the children of Aaron.
Right, so that is the feast of first fruit. We just celebrated the feast of first fruit. So Tobit would have made his journey to to Jerusalem, from the northern kingdom down into Jerusalem, to the feast of first celebrate these holy days. Continue now to drop to 15.
Verse 15. Tobit 1, verse 15. Now, when Enemasa was dead, Sennacherib, his son, reigned in his stead, whose estate was troubled, that I could not go into Media.
That is war and insurrection. Probably like what's happening now in the States. But you know,
Verse 16. And in the time of Enemesar, I gave many arms.
That's one.
Yes.
Or another word, charity. To my
brethren, and gave my bread to the hungry. Verse 17.
Hold on, from time to time, let's take a look at this.
Verse 17. And my clothes to the naked, and if I saw any of my nation dead, or cast about the walls of Nineveh, I buried him.
What was happening there?
Murder.
Killing of the saints. And they were being killed and left in the streets. They were killed and put on a stretcher and taken away to pronounce dead. They were killed and left in the streets. Not new. It's just because now they have get a little modern and afraid of disease, because dead bodies in the street will spread disease. So they get a little bit more sensible and bury the bodies. But the killing is the same. As a matter of fact, it's more money making, because that dead body have to go to a funeral parlor, who the family is going to pay to do the last rites of this person. So it's money. You alright, verse what now?
Verse 18. And verse 18. And the king Sennacherib, I buried them privately.
Meaning what?
Buried them privately.
Privately. I done buried them. Tobit is a very interesting book. One that it tells you about arms and how the Most High repay arms. Tobit all his life was just generous to his people, not to everybody. He said it here. And people that is dead, I buried it to his people. Continue reading.
Israel, the king, he killed many.
Who killed many?
Sennacherib.
Right, the king was the king of Persia at the time. Killed many who?
Many Israelites.
Many of the Israelites. What is that? What is new today? Nothing. Who is dying today?
Israelites.
Many of the Israelites. Thank you. Nothing new under the sun. Many Israelites are dying today. In the time of Media Persia, many Israelites were slain by the king. But Tobias this is a very interesting story. Continue.
But the bodies were not found when they were sought for the king.
Sought for of the king.
Sought for of the king.
So the king wanted to kill the Israelites and leave them in the streets. And they must be seen in the streets. But he's not seen them. So what are? So where's all these people that I am killing in the streets? Where are they? Continue.
Verse 19. And when one of my Ninevites,
Of thee.
the Ninevites, went and complained of him, of me, to the king.
So somebody, what's the word we use? What's that word again? Okay? When they talk on somebody, they say, you want? Oh man, informer. So, so somebody went and informed and told it to the king. All right.
And
Complain and hid myself. All right, continue.
understanding that I was sought for to be put to death, I withdrew myself for fear.
So I realized the king no want to kill him. But him hide. Just go hide from this king. Went in hiding. Continue.
Verse 21. No.
20.
Verse 20. Then all my goods were
Forcibly
taken away. Neither was there anything left me beside my wife Anna and my son Tobiah.
So what happened? Take everything in house, in animal, in clothes, everything that he had, and he flee. Save him with his wife and his son. Couldn't do anything but run. Go ahead now. Read 21.
Verse 21. And there passed not 50 days before two of my sons,
His sons.
Before two of his sons killed him.
So
King's son killed him.
And own picnic. Where's the pencil? No, my pencil. This is my
right
pencil.
here. Yeah, beside it. Look at this. See like this.
Right, so him start to kill a prophet, a prophet of the Most High, Tobit, and what the Most High did. Less than 50 days. Sorry, less than 55 days. What happened?
So,
Continue, finish that.
and they fled into the mountain of Ararat. And Zacchaeus, his son, reigned in his stead, who appointed over his father's accounts and over all his affairs are Archiakoros, my brother and son.
All right, so you know these are Persians, name. He was in Persia, but he had business in media. His wealth was in media, you know. And he had to flee. I don't think he fled from media because he was being, they were killing the Israelites in media. Sorry, in Persia at in the time of Tobias. Many were killed. And they were supposed to left on the streets, but they can imagine how Tobias just went and every day my bodies to bury. Bodies. Very, very, very. And when you read the story, it tells you how the Most High repaid it. Very interesting story, but it also points to killing of the saints. Time of in that time. And today it is not any much different. The king does not come out and kill himself, but he does what? You don't have to give the order. Put the gangster cops to police you. You remember that class that General Mahaman did? Where he was explaining how the various gangs of New York, how they incorporate them in they became Ku Klux Klan, the Irish and others. And what the government have to do? Give them jobs. And their job was to do what? Their job was to police you. But they are killers. They are killers. And they can't stop killing. Remember now, Esau is blessed with the sword. He has to kill. I think it spilled over into the 80s too. Serial killers, child molesters. And then, when last you hear about a serial killer in America? When was the last time? Okay, other than George Floyd time, because that is serial killing. But I'm talking about serial killers that hid themselves. When was the last time you hear of that? Openly killing our people. More than the blood that run out of you. No justice. Because it's the most I who is setting them up. Yes. Because they want to do all this economic growth. Think of all the beautiful things that is happening in Esau's kingdom. They want to be doing all this that makes the kingdom look good, don't? Going to the moon, going to Mars, science, technology. We are amazed at the development of the cell phone. We love to see a rocket taking off, going to the moon, going to Mars. You can see live camera videos on Mars. Telescope we can see in the sky. Aeroplane, motor vehicle, all those, regardless of who invented it first. It's developed and have built their kingdom. But the Most High knows that they are nothing but a low-down, dirty snake. So he gives them the bait. It's only one thing he wants to do, kill us. Yes. So he gives them the bait. They can't resist that. It's just like you have a pig as a pet. You put him in a white shirt, both tied, dress him up nice, put him beside the mud, and see what happens. He can't do anything but go in the mud. Knowledge and the wealth, all the wealth in the world. You put him to police the Israelite. He cannot do anything but kill us. That's just his nature. That's his nature. And the Most High is exposing it. Just like he said he would. Because he wants to take this earth civilization to the next level. But he is nothing but a killer. He is not fit to do so. And the Most High is exposing it. See, this demonstration never at that magnitude, but it happened. That's how the Most High just teasing. You know, you ever hear what old time people say, rub butter and puss mouth. Yeah, man. Just beat him up with a Israelite lie. He can't do anything but take it. And guess what? He's fresh out of rest from the, and they all is strength. Nobody is tired. And the food is right there in the supermarket. They look when they're hungry. That's how the Most High work. How the Most High work. Just beat him up, man. Finish with Tobit. Finish with Tobit. 21. Finish.
21.
Take me to another period now in our history. Matthew 2, verse 16.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wrath, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and in all the coasts there from 2 years old and under, according to the time inquired of the wise men.
So according to the time that he has what? Diligent inquired of the wise. So he said, okay. So the wise man came here approximately 2 years ago. At the time when Christ was supposed to born. And they mocked me. Alright, kill all the male child that is within that age group. When the wise men were here. So he killed all the, well, it didn't say male child, but we know it was male child. It was
children that were in Bethlehem and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under,
according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise. But this time, there's no age group, age range on at the time of Pharaoh, Moses was coming around.
God.
At the time of Tobit, there was no one that they were looking for. They were being evil against us. At the time of Christ, they know that Christ was supposed to be born.
God. So, is it a case that they are now killing the Judites because Yahweh Mashiach is supposed to return.
It was coming by birth. Well, if they read the story properly, they know he's not coming by birth.
You have to remember that they don't read our history well. They interpret it how they want to interpret.
They give you the interpretation that they want to give you. They give themselves better interpretation. How else would they know who their seed? The Puerto Rican and Judah. How do you think they know that? They read history. What they are doing with what?
The southern and the southern kingdom.
Exactly. Two tribes that lead Israel. One, the ruler of the northern kingdom, who are the Puerto Rican, and the ruler of the southern kingdom, who are the Judites, the Black American. By chance, Sennacherib was killing the Israelites. Because if they were to revolt the king against the king, who would be revolted? The male. So he kill them up and leave them in the streets as a sign to others who would want to revolt. But that's the purpose of doing it. But to obey them. In the time of Christ, is it by chance they were that he was killing 2-year-old and below? No. They knew what they were doing. Is it by chance now they are killing the Judites? Right. They kill more Judites than more Benjamites. They kill more is practicing, you know, that is what do you call it again? Genocide. Genocide. Planned Parenthood. The great that police killed the Black American. The prison is all an act against the tribe which they know is the tribe that Christ comes from. Nothing new. They have always done this. In the time of Christ, they want to kill Christ because it was foretold that the Savior of Israel would be born. And that the Savior of Israel was coming to be king. But what they did not understand then was, and to find Joseph. You understand? They didn't have the time for that. So what they do? Kill everybody. Kill everybody. Didn't have the time for that. So what is happening today? Well, I don't have the time to search and know how Christ is going to come, you know, how I kill all the babies. Planned Parenthood. Kill all the males. So what they're doing now, you know, is all the killing that used to take place. Pharaoh used to kill the boy child. In Tobit time, they kill everybody. In Christ's time, they kill children below 2. So you know what they do today? They kill all the boy baby and children below 2, Planned Parenthood. Kill everybody with the cops and the prison system. So if Christ was to be born, he would have to be, he can't come up random. Huh? What? Most I want them to do that because that's what they are. A low down dirty killer. Look at all the wealth and knowledge that the Most I give them. And they still can't resist killing you. They have everything to keep their mind occupied. If it is even to just sit down on the cell phone all watching movies, scrolling, all these things, everything to keep the mind occupied. But they just can't resist killing you. Science. They can delve in the world of science, go and study all kind of things. Do it from your home if you want to. Both of you love, they can become a lover of motor vehicle, a lover of airplane, and God Almighty thing. But they just can't resist because that's who they are. All right, verse what that? Matthew what that?
That's it. Matthew 2:15.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Matthew 2:16.
All right, give me 17.
Matthew chapter 17. Then was fulfilled Jeremiah the prophet said,
Jeremiah there?
verse 17.
What does he do? Spell what does he?
Jeremiah.
Spell it.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Jeremy the prophet. But it is Jeremiah.
Verse 18. In Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping, the great mourn,
And
the great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be,
they are not.
because they are not.
Who is Rachel?
Rachel was one of the cousins of Mary.
Abu?
Mary.
Robert.
That was Rachel.
Rachel was the mother of two of the tribes.
Rachel.
Yeah. And her father tricked Jacob and gave him Leah. And then he had to work again for Rachel. But Rachel was the love of his life. Rachel had two children, Benjamin and Joseph. Right, so Rachel weeping for her children, kill them out. Alright, so Herod was the one who did that, trying to kill out the young child who would supposedly come to be a king over Israel. Herod was one. Herod was a white man in the time of the Herodians. So you have about 4 different Herod ruling over Israel. Because here after he did this, he died. And then another Herod was on the throne when Christ was being crucified. Read verse 19.
Verse 19. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph, Egypt.
Say.
Verse 20. Saying, rise and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life.
Right. Herod dead. Who did want to kill the child? So you can go back in the land now. Right. So that's another period of killing. Something is another period of killing before something was to become of our nation. That's why we know that the birth of this nation is at hand. Alright. Take me now to Revelation. Tell me Revelation 17.
Revelation chapter 17.
Turn from one now.
God. Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show the great horse that sitteth upon many waters.
So what is the angel saying here to the saint? To John, the Revelator. The judgment of the great horse. What is meant by judgment?
Judgment is
Google.
punishment handed down by God.
You will find that in definition. Punishment. So when I go to before the judge and then hand down him judgment, is God judging you? You want the pulpit preaching against homosexuality and I take to before the judge. And the judge said, according to the law, you should not be speaking against homosexuality. And him hand down in judgment. Is that from God? You're telling
According to Google. judgment, the ability to make consideration, decision, or come to sensible conclusion.
What else you see?
Second meaning, a misfortune or calamity viewed as a divine punishment.
All right. A misfortune or calamity viewed as a divine. All right. So, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment, the divine punishment of the great war that sitteth upon many waters. Now, why is it called? Why is it called a great war?
Because the lead of many nations.
All right, read verse 2.
Verse 2, with whom the king have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
All right. So the kings of the earth. All right, we can fast forward because we know that this great war is America. So every country have trade deals with America. Every country on this earth done that they uphold. If you are against homosexuals and transvites, you can't do business with them. In other words, if you don't get them marked, you're not committing sin with them. You can't do business with them.
And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast.
What color is scarlet?
Reddish.
Always Google it if you're not sure. No. Reddish or red. Like a deep red. Like blood red. A well oxygenated blood red. Huh? What?
Red color sometimes light orange shade.
Alright, so brilliant red. So he was the beast, the woman sat upon a scarlet colored beast. A beast prophecy is normally referring to one. Nations, man. So that scarlet colored beast would do what? Some red man. Huh? Are the nation that have red skin. Which nation is that?
White.
He didn't say white.
Man.
According to the Bible, who was red? Or scarlet color? Esau. So this beast was run this war, this Esau's children. Esau begin with in Genesis. And this is closing now, Revelation. From Genesis to Revelation. Esau is the antagonist. He antagonized the Israelites all the days of our life. Continue.
full having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, so we know that that 7 head, 10 horn is 4 countries. Europe and the countries that they rule. Right? There's 7 seats of power. 10 horns, countries that I don't know about 10 nations coming out of Europe. Like 7 mountains and blah blah blah. 7 heads would be the 7 nations that they set up on which rule that form. Some was and some that is.
Like the G7 nation.
Right. You see? By chart. And then the G7 became G8 and then it's back to what? G7 now.
God.
And the woman was arrayed.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Why was continent
and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
So this description is what? Signifies what? Wealth. This woman was wealthy, decked in purple and scarlet color and what? Gold, precious stone. Even the cup that she drank from was gold. Continue.
Full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication.
You see? Just like how you may describe Esau's descendant. Looking splendid and lovely and thing, but what is in the hand of, what is in that cup?
Blasphemy.
Damn blasphemy. All the things that are against the Most High. There's nothing good there. She is. There's nothing of substance in her. Save the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That's the only good that came out of them, and it didn't come out. Give the Most High hand for that. And it didn't come out of that woman with the scarlet color. That woman with decked in. But we were the ones slaughtering and so on. Continue.
Verse 5. A name written. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlot and abomination of the earth.
When in Jamaica here, when the police in the time of Renito,
Tivoli God,
Tivoli
God is the mother of all
garrisons. Tivoli was the mother of garrisons. Meaning what? Is the leader. That's where all the garrisons came from. No one can test. Meaning what?
All abomination and all that word of comes from her.
Yeah. Prior to America coming on the scene, what was whoredom and pimping and them open gays and things? What was it like? It was suppressed.
God.
But what? America open it to be open lesbian. You don't have to hide to have abortion. You don't have to hide cop killings.
God.
Think of all the filthiness. by law. Continue.
Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
So why would John be admiring this woman? Because she's beautiful. She was beautiful, yes. But what is America feeling?
Abomination.
The blood of the saints. The killing continues. Egypt, time of COVID, as a matter of fact, in the time of the Babylonians, there is a whole lot more killing. In the time of Christ, right down until now, killing continues. Transfer.
Joseph.
Right. So there is nothing new with this scarlet color beast. One thing he wants to do, and is what has always been done against us. In the time when the Egyptians was doing it, it wasn't them enough. But they learned. They went and studied of them and have them in a, because Egypt knew. Egypt knew also rule over Israel, to work them for nothing and to be rich from their back. Today, we have COVID, which shut down every single country, or the majority of the countries in the world, including America. The reopening of the states and the cities since COVID. You hear them saying that, sorry, you hear them saying that it's the countries that, the states and cities with the black majority that they are opening first. And we say that's a very racist thing to do. But if you understand how the empire runs, it's not so much racism, you know. What is it?
Economism.
More like slavery, the slavery economy. Because these states where the black majority is, these are the states that finance many other states that are not black majority. You understand? The income generated from these states are so much that they are able to take care of their small needs, because they don't spend back anything much on the black population. Huh? Oh, bird. They are not, these states and these cities, they are not spending back what they earn on the black. So it goes to the other cities and states that are white majority. are the white states, and the income finance them. So they have to open these states first so that they generate the income to give to these other states to get them running. So can you just imagine when Christ return and take up the Israelites? That is why you will have the battle of Jehoshaphat, the battle of, what's the other name? World War I, but more in particular that battle up by the Middle East, or that is called the Valley of Decision. Yes, because what? The system runs on your back, and if you gone, there's no one for the system to run, so it's going to collapse. And they can't allow for this to happen because they have made so much advance in science and technology and medicine and agriculture and you name it. They have made so many, so they will curse yours. And the Most High will invite them to the valley, right there in the Valley of Decision, yes. The backbone of America, the backbone of the Caribbean, the backbone of the West. Remember we did a class where we said the economic core of the shifted to the West because the Israelites are now in the West. There is no country without having us under subjection. None. Egypt, Babylon, Media Persia, the Grecians, the Romans, the English, come right down to the American. The Germans rule was very short. From between World War One and then World War Two. Objection. So, having they they were drunken with the blood of the saints. That is the black people, the black Hispanic and Native Indians that they are slaughtering unjustly, just to maintain power. Because if they get you to fear them, you think you are going to stand up and demand higher wages? You don't have time for that. You are too fearful for your life. You will what you get. Whatever you are allowed to go out and earn and come back in. You'll be satisfied with that. Because you don't want to go out and stand up too long on the road and to say you're going to meet with your boss to demand any higher wage. That extra hour or that extra minute might just get you killed. You don't want that. You get two boys at the workplace and they take up the phone and say, we're going to call the cops. You don't want that. Because chances are that cop is going to kill you. Don't. Huh? Yeah, so you're not going to stand up and demand higher wages. You're not going to argue with the boss. You're not going to do anything to make him angry that he has to call the cops on you. When you're home, if the neighbor come and say you're playing the music too loud, you go into the case and turn it out. Because you don't want him to call the cops. So they kill the saints for nothing. And this was written long before there ever dreamed of a country named America. Long before that. That's how you know the Most High is true. Because he speaks of something long before it happened. And as a matter of fact, this was written long before the whites were ruling Europe. They were in Rome, but they wasn't over all of Europe. Japhethites were in Europe, mostly. Then there was a time when there were Israelites there. There was a time when Rome fell and they went into the bottomless pit. They were living in caves. Now if you read this, you tell her that this woman, they descended from, they came from the bottomless pit, and so on and so forth. All right, so I think it is somewhere here. All right, we might just come across. Oh, yeah, that was it. All right, where are we at now? 6.
Concept.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not.
So at the time when John was looking, the beast was. Continue.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
Because Rome at that time would have been ruling, and Rome would fall, and its descendants go into the mountain, into the cave, and they would come out of that bottomless pit in 16 something, because even though Rome fell, the Roman Catholic Church didn't fall. It was there until they design a roadmap to raise back their nation, which bring them to where they are today. Continue.
The Christian church at the forefront.
Exactly. And with this man riding before them. Them name?
Caesar Borgia.
Caesar Borgia. I reflect the light one. So they design the system to ride and get our blood. Continue.
Bottomless pit. And go into perdition.
Right. So perdition is what?
Exactly.
Google research, look up the meaning, perdition.
Perdition. A state of eternal punishment and domination into which a sinful
Domination or damnation?
damnation.
Okay. Which means that
State
you're
of
damned.
eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unrepentant
Esau 101. And repentance. Alright, continue. And they that dwell.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they beheld the beast that was, and is not, and yet is.
Alright, that's Babylon. Now Babylon was from the time of the Babylonian invasion. But at the time when this was written, Babylon wasn't around. Babylon will be coming again. So man marvel at that. So and even now you marvel because you're wondering, so how them get the same system? The system fell then, but how they get it at this point, right? But that's wondering for people whose name is not found in the book of life. Because we who are in the truth understand. Yeah. They use research and all kind of things. Remember one of the Iraq war, they went into Iraq and then people, they are fucking
God. Nice.
And now they're talking about people looting. They looted Iraq. Yeah. And them loot Bashar al-Assad's country the other day. Syria. They looted Syria. Stole a lot of the artifacts to take them into museum in America. Looters, thieves, murderers.
Common thieves.
They are blessed with the sword of the fat of the earth. Any country that looks like they are doing too good and is not under their regime, going down. That's how you know that eventually they are going to try the Chinese. That's one country that's coming up not under their regime. They are going to try the Chinese. You finish at it? Right, so this is how the system has always been. Our black brothers out here, the cops who were murdered, they are victims of the same system. Meaning, the system is made and put in place. You become a cop, who do your police? The black man. So whether you're a white cop or a black cop or a Chinese cop or wherever, it's only black man you can kill him. So the system send those cops and those gunmen. Or the gunmen spot them and shoot first, whichever way. But what is sure is that we saw that is black violence. That's forgiveness 101. Trust me. Classic forgiveness. Because whether those gunmen or those cops coming the truth, you have to forgive them. Gunmen come and then say, boy, they're ready to change their life. You know, there are enough cops we used to kill. You have to forgive. It's their brother they used to kill. Come in, same thing, is their brother they used to kill. The soldiers come in, same thing, is their brothers they used to kill. They're not getting no other race to kill. They're not sending them where the white man is. or the Chinese or the Indian. They only use them to police their own. So, when the black man who was a gunman speaks and says, "Oh, he hate them police and blah blah blah," who you think him talking? His own black brother. Oh, we don't like police. His own black brother. He won't be where he won't be where the other nations are. But you know, there are some evils that are necessary because these blacks that they are killing, it is necessary for us, our people, to see this. When this kingdom falls and who your people is, and you should not want to see them rise again. That's what the scripture says. Why? Because they are going to come back and do the same thing that they have always done. So all those people who say they are good white people, there are some good red people, and believe that they are good cops, they're going right down with the system. Right down with the system they are going. Because the system has done no good for our people. You will see they allow some to rise, and then do the few that they allow to rise turn to the other and say, you're all ghetto. You all worthless. Look at me. I was able to take myself up. I was able to pull myself from the boots by the bootstrap. No, nigga, you're just lucky. The system made you lucky. But the system just opened it, you know, like you have a rat in a container. Put the fire underneath the bottom and have an opening that he can escape. And he will, because the ground is getting hot, he will run around until it finds its opening and it escapes. But what? If that rat was a person, he would say, I was able to escape. How come you couldn't escape? But what? If you will put the fire, leave the loophole for him to escape. Same thing with us. The same system that turned the fire up on us allow some of us to escape. And then we now turn back on the others and say, you're worthless, and you're this, and you're ghetto, and I don't like you, because not knowing that the very system, it was just the system that let you out. Just the system that let you out. And you think that it was your education that you went to school and studied that let you out. No. They designed a system that some who are educated can come out. The education system is not designed fair. The one who is a slow get left behind. If it wasn't for things like sports, many of the slow learners wouldn't excel. Because right now, many of us wondering if we should send in our kids to school or let them stay on the track and become like Usain. Usain is rotten rich out of his talent. But we think that it was us who get ourselves out. That's what the system wants you to believe. But the Most High knows better. Christ knows better. Christ knows that the nation of Israel rise as a people. Not just one tribe. Not just some from the tribe. But all. Give me Revelation, 11 and 11. Or 11 and 10. 11 and 11.
Counsel. Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God, a fear fell upon them which saw them.
You see, this demonstration or civil unrest that just took place was very necessary. It's a part of the process where we as a people should stand on our feet. But guess what? You better find the truth. You're not in the truth, and you try to stand on your feet, the white man is going to put you down. Public enemy number one is going to put you down. Open, downright segregation is coming. They have tried it sneakily, just like how Pharaoh called the midwife and said, just kill the boys. And it didn't work. And then he opened season on a nigger. Now, they use the cops, just kill the men. It's not working. So it's going to be open season on a nigger. But these are necessary for us to come together as a people. In other words, they're going to come outright and tell you, you're going to see who like who and who don't like who. And I hope all the good white people will be around. That that our people is always saying, there are some good white people. Guess what? You get to die first. But they're not going to allow you to kill them. So they are going to kill you. Now, in order for us to bring fear on these people, we can't be begging them for anything. So one thing we can say in the UPK, prepare for leadership. You ain't seen nothing yet. As a matter of fact, you are leading them. Prepare for governance. You haven't seen anything yet. You are going to be judging over people, just like it was before. And this is what is going to bring fear on the nation. And at that time, you will see, verse 13 now.
Verse 13. Revelation 11, verse 13. And saying, was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were frightened
and gave
glory to the God of heaven.
All right. So at this moment when they lift up, just as the Most High remove his sin, then the war break out. The mother of all wars, World War III. That is supposed to destroy all those nations. So in other words, take us up and let them kill themselves. Let them kill each other. You want to kill? Go ahead and kill each other. But we ain't going to be a part of it. The Most High is taking us out of that. And with that, we pass the class. The priest and officer, Kaya, will say our Father prayer and with the UPK announcement. We still don't have the thing there now. The next I will again.
God. Our Father prayer in Hebrew.
Which one will do first?
The announcement. The announcement. I.S.U.P.K. security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves at the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this Numbers 18 and 21 and the Malachi 3 verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in Hebrew and is pronounced Mahishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming Holy Convocation to be announced. Remind Akiam and Akwatian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, pants, headband or scarf. Black boots, shirt, pants, headband or scarf. Lord's Prayer, stand.
And that you say imagine.
And with that we say Marjam means to stand. We say Lord's Prayer is to eat. Face to eat, face the Lord's Prayer in English. Say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then in English. Abanawa, Shabashmaya, Kwadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahawa, Malakwasta, Sabaha, Watazaka, Haya, Aisha, Baharataza, Kawa, Haya, Washmaya, Nathan, Lanawa, Nakam, Kal, Yawab, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabuas Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabuas Yanawa, Walaha, Sabaya Nawa, Wanasayawan, Abal, Washainawa, Maya, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Umalakwa, Wahahala, Wahatafara, Rai Walamia, Amen.
In English, our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth.
Thy will be done in earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debt.
And forgive us our debt.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Means to turn. Face the teacher. One courtesy salute to the teacher.
Keep the command. Senior received.
Seniors be seated. Marjam Shabbat. Barak. Yahaba Shimi Washa Barakatum. One courteous salute to the sisters, men of Israel, face the sisters.
Sisters, please stand all around the gift, come on.
Marjam Shabbat.
Put down the phone, sister. So you can tell it properly.
Marjam Shabbat. Marjam. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh.
Hands down.
And Yanamata class dismissed. You want to know the boys are here, you need to know the women want them.